This is Cody. Cody's Bait and Tackle, Warsaw, Missouri. Going to give a little bit of a fishing report here and talk about something else we got going on here. Today, Friday, we've got the Bayou Bandit set up down here. Sherrod, he's selling seafood, all kinds of fresh seafood. He's had a line all afternoon since he got here. Selling a lot of stuff over there. He's got some really good shrimp, frog legs, crab legs, several different types of crab legs, alligator, whole alligators. He's got all different kinds of stuff. Great guy. Give him a like. It's Bayou Bandit on Facebook. I don't know if he's got an actual web page or anything yet or not, but he's a real good guy. Give him a like there. Wanted to give him a shout out here. As far as a fishing report, I fished Lake of the Ozarks today. Found a lot of fish schooled up on the ledges down there. Started off, but it wasn't running any water when I got down there. We was catching some fish, getting a lot of action, a lot of short bites. They kicked the water on and the wind was really brutal. Everywhere there was fish, I could not anchor up. It was just terrible. The fish was biting, they was active. I just really had trouble staying on them. They was biting good. Small cut baits was the ticket. If I put a very big piece of bait on, I'd get short bites and that was it. Same way on trimming this week. I downsized my baits, use a lot of small baits, a lot of fish just slacking the lines up on trimming, not really pulling on it at all, just coming up in the water column. A lot of fish stayed suspended this week in the deeper water. The upper ends, upper Osage is still doing pretty good on catfish. A lot of little fish, I fished up there Sunday, caught probably 50, 60 fish. Not any size to most of them. Upper Grand, I have not been up there, have not talked to anybody up there. Last I heard, there's still a lot of slock fish being caught up there. The mid Osage, mid Grand and up, crappie bite's still really good. Main Lakes off the bluffs is still good. Deeper water. On your depth on them fish, you want to think of this lake as a pie wedge, just like I've talked about before with thermocline. Up the lake, up the creek arms, them fish are going to be shallower. Down here on the main lake, they're going to be deeper. They've been using jigs and minnows. A lot of people just jig fishing. Several of these bluffs down here on the main lake have really turned on good this week. A lot of limits of crappie coming out for the few people fishing. Pretty well everybody's getting limits. I'm going to keep this short today. I don't have a whole lot else. Seems like everybody that is on the water is catching fish. I've not talked to anybody that's had a real bad trip this week other than my trip on Lake of the Ozarks today, which we still caught a bunch of fish, but not like normal. Upper Ozarks and lower Ozarks, crappie bites still on. They're shooting docks on the lower end. This upper end, they're fishing the bluffs, pockets, off the bluffs, stuff like that. I was up in some of the big creeks today looking for crappie, just kind of figure out. I was thinking about doing some spider rigging down there. They haven't been running enough water to push them fish up in the creeks real good. A lot of them crappie was out off the ledges, out off the bluffs, a lot of bait off the bluffs, a lot of bait and crappie in the channel. The creeks was pretty bare. I did throw net some shad shallow in a creek and had a net full of white bass. I probably had 15 or 20 white bass in my net full of shad. That was kind of odd. They was in about 5-6 foot of water. Pretty shallow for 41 or 42 degree water temperature. But that's about all I've got. I'd say them fish would have probably been pretty easy to catch back there. Had one crappie. I did throw net a bunch of big crappie back in some of the creeks on Truman. I do know that's where they're at back there. That's where most of the bait is. All the creeks are loading up full of bait real good. A lot of crappie chasing them. That's really about all I've got. I appreciate it, y'all. Have a good one. Thank you.